Welcome to the Pathways to Wholeness podcast. I'm Michael Warmoth, and I thank you for joining us for this next episode of meditative teaching. Please note that these meditations were recorded in a tropical environment with the windows and doors open, so you will hear birds and other sounds in the background. Try not to let them distract you from the words. Okay, let's just settle in, relax, maybe take a few breaths and just listen to the music before the teaching starts. We have heard before how the ego makes complexity, makes things serious and heavy. But the spiritual truth is that things are actually simple and lighthearted. There are no judgments, no rules, no right way and wrong way. All those complexities arise from the ego. Being present and connected to the truth is the easiest, most lighthearted way to be. Nothing can touch the truth and corrupt it in any way. The ego does not accept that anything could be that easy or that pure. And it strives to manage the spiritual journey by looking for rules by looking for the way, the right way, and all kinds of complexities and seriousness and heaviness. If we would agree to drop all that and just be with whatever is, just as we are, and be at peace with that, our journey would become so much lighter and easier. Our biggest hurdle is our fear of our authentic selves and our authentic feelings and emotional energy. Because we are actively controlling and avoiding it, it causes complication and complexity to arise in our minds. To put it simply, the ego is looking for peace without having to give up control. And that defines so much of the modern spiritual journey and teachings. And there's so little acknowledgement of the emotional storms that we will experience as we let go of control and we relax our bodies, bring the contraction to an end, and make ourselves available to the moment, to the spontaneous expression of our authentic selves in this moment. Spontaneity is the enemy of control and the ego. The ego wants things known and planned and organized. Spontaneity is inspiration and creativity and guidance, and is in sync with the truth. If we were to look back at our lives and find those that are filled with the most joy and loving connection, it is very likely that spontaneity will be found in those occasions. A spontaneous decision to get together with some friends or to go on a trip or to do anything. That is not to say that there are not other aspects to a spiritual life. And that we can't plan or organize. But what is critical is that we are open to letting things be just as they are, accepting what is, not fighting to control, out of the fear that something might go wrong. So many of us have learned to not trust our natural impulses, our creative and spontaneous self. We only trust in control and the ego and the identity. And we can see, if we are honest and look clearly, the consequences of that in our life right now. The spiritual journey is a unique and individual path, and we all do it in our own way, in our own time. There is no right way or wrong way. There are no rules. There is just the truth that everything in this moment is perfect and right and just as it should be. Any claim that differs from that originates in the ego and has nothing to do with reality. The ego will claim to know what is right and what is wrong, what should be happening and what shouldn't. And we have believed and trusted in that for so long that we accept it as natural. But it is not natural. Judgment is not natural. What is natural is love, creativity, joy, connection, and sorrow and loss are part of it all too. In this moment, the only reality is the truth. The truth of the perfection of creation. In this moment, that is all there is. We can use our creative imagination to create all kinds of other stories. But they are not real. They are just distractions, avoidance. We may not be conscious of how much we resist the idea that this moment is perfect. What happens within you when you make that statement? This moment is perfect. It is not unexpected that there will be noise from the ego, resistance. But we are the chooser of what happens in our mind. We are the director of what we pay attention to. The ego does not control us. We empower the ego. We choose the ego. The other choice is to be present to reality, to change our state of being to a state of openness and allowing, becoming available. We do that by soothing ourselves, becoming quiet and still, emptying our mind, becoming an observer of the moment, becoming aware of the presence of life right now. Although it requires focus and an effort of will to bring our awareness to the present, we should not make it a serious or a complicated matter. It is actually an undoing of all complexity, of letting go of rules and laws and all that the ego has created, until there is nothing but this moment, the pure expression of the creative consciousness. You can let yourself off the hook, so to speak. You don't have to find what is right. You don't have to know what to do. You don't have to do anything. You are already the expression of that creative, loving consciousness. It's already true about you. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to earn anything. You don't have to be worthy of anything. All that is required to find the peace of that is to become present, to dwell in the truth. We always have the choice. Thank you for listening to this episode of our podcast. If you'd like more information on these meditations and teachings, visit pathwaystosurrender.com. You might be interested in our other podcast, Pathways to Surrender. These are guided meditations designed to support you in letting go of whatever tensions or false ideas you might be holding about how things really are, and reaching a state of peace and surrender. That's Pathways to Surrender. Look for the next episode soon. We're uploading them every couple of days. See you next time.